lots and lots and lots of MOBAs get lots and lots and lots of updates every week. We talk about a new MOBA getting announced every week, but let's talk about the ones that are already out there that, you know, these developers are constantly updating and polishing and adding awesome things to their games, so they're going to get updated. The biggest ones this week were the League of Legends 4.12 patch, and there's a new Smite patch that just came out. Like we were talking about, there's new Awesome Nuts patch coming out. So they're always being updated all the time, new characters, new modes.
Yay, video games as platforms.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy that it's just constantly updated. And you don't have to download it and pay for it. It's awesome too.
Yeah, the new tell us about the 4.12 update.
Oh man, I'm pretty pumped on it. To be honest, like the big thing, like they come out the gate and they're like this because we're X amount of patches away from the next LCS or whatever. We're focusing on the competitive scene. Like we really want to focus on that. And they come right out and the first thing they talk about is jungle timers now. So when you're playing the game now, if you and your team witness a jungle camp get cleared out, if you go to the scoreboard, there will be a timer on there for when that comes back. So it's going to completely aid a jungler running through the map.
But you have to see it happen.
You have to see it happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it has to be witnessed, which I love because my biggest gripe when I play online, especially solo queue, is nobody wards. And if they
I was going to say, do wards count for that too?
Oh, God, yeah, as long as you have vision.
Okay, cool.
Is it as long as you have vision or as long as your team has vision?
Anyone on your team has vision.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if it's warded, it sounds like it's going to be able to work. And if you end up doing something like sniping Baron or, Baron or the Dragon, and you don't have vision for some reason, because, so there's a lot of ults that you can just fire off from across the map, and if it kills it, you get the credit for it. So if you don't have vision but you still get the kill, the timer will reset. You will have that timer. So they kind of thought of everything, and it's something I'm very excited about because I like to jungle a lot, and that's something good.
So I always relate things to Dota to understand them. So Baron is like the big bad beast that you kill, but like you get a timer on your screen for when he'll come back.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, he'll be back.
I can't even fathom that
because in Dota the equivalent Roshan comes back between 8 and 11 minutes. So it's always like you have to check and you never know for sure.
Which wasn't always the case.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what would happen beforehand. Like there was no timers, so you had to be like, all right, so I killed him here. He's coming back at this time. Off the top of my head, I don't know their timers, which is poor reflection of me as a jungler. But I think it's gonna be awesome because it's definitely gonna control the route. Like I can go and gank and be like, hey, I've got 30 seconds, and then I got to roll and go pick up the dragon. And I think that's going to be rad. It's going to change a lot of stuff.
I like that, but I'm also of the mind, like, if I'm jungling and I kill a camp and I go out and I kill a few more camps and I come back and that camp is still empty, I immediately go like, oh, God. Like, that means one of two things. One, they've warded this and they know I'm here. Or two, they're here. They've taken this camp. And that's, like, a fascinating, terrifying, suspenseful thing to have to deal with. And to have
junglers in your jungle, you're like, oh.
Yeah, and just coming back to that to see, like, 4 seconds is like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of robs that. But it's also, I mean, it's very helpful for those who are jungling.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, what you say is definitely a detriment, but I do believe it's going to add more than it takes away from the experience, especially on a learning curve.
Awesome.
There's also a lot of updates to specific characters. Ezreal, I know you guys don't play League, so
I play League.
I know a little bit.
You do play
Leah
League.
plays a lot.
I played with Leah. Yeah, Ezreal has he has his move Essence Flux, I believe, where if you hit an ally with it, it'll increase their attack speed. But now you can hit Ezreal with it. So if you're fast enough, you can fire it, teleport in front of it, get hit with his attack speed, and just start machine gun.
That's the best.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Great.
There was a lot of like really small updates. Like Ahri got an update. I think it was to do with her cooldowns, and they've shortened them, which Ahri didn't need because Ahri's just an animal in mid lane. Kassadin, who's constantly getting nerfed bad because he's got like a 90% ban rate. And they've nerfed some of his, they increased his cooldown on his nether blade, but then they also made his slow last a lot longer and be a higher percent.
I love these
character is he? What does he do?
He's a mid lane mage, and his big thing is, like, he melee hits, but he has his ult where you can teleport a short distance, and you can keep using it, but it gets more and more expensive as you use it. Yeah, he's brutal mid lane. Gets banned a lot for good reason. Another one was a Lucian nerf, which is the big ADC.
Yep.
Seeing him a lot in LCS. You see him a lot everywhere. He's super powerful. They nerfed his distance a lot. But he has a dash where they removed the mana requirement on it. So that's free. And they did something else to his dash. Oh, man.
Are these updates all part of LCS? Like when LCS finals happen, are these updates part of that?
Yes.
Yeah,
It'll be in this week of LCS.
Oh,
Or
not
not this week, but soon.
Probably like the next
iteration of
yeah,
LCS.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they came out, like, completely focusing on the competitive
The split is
scene.
soon, right? Split ends
Okay,
soon.
not off the top of my head. I don't know what
Okay.
the split is, but I watch it a lot. I'm more of a Twitch stream watcher. I
Yeah,
know a lot
you
of
don't
favorite-
follow like the whole
There's
scene.
so much going on in
Yeah,
that
of course.
that it's just
There's not that
complex.
many weeks left.
Thought
So,
so. Yeah.
They also there's Kaylee. I don't know.
Kale.
Yeah, they increased the cooldown on her ultimate, but only on the Twisted Treeline and Crystal Scar map, which I
Okay.
think is good because that's a 3v3, a lot smaller. But it's all these changes are awesome. And then they also announced 2 skins coming up for Aatrox and Malphite. Mecha Aatrox and Mecha Malphite.
So one of the final updates for 4.12, those skins look really cool, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
But they introduced the intro bots, which it's called like onboarding bots, but it does exactly what you were talking about earlier that Dota doesn't do, which is like when you're saying the tutorial kind of stinks, the League tutorial kind of stinks too. So Riot went back and added sort of an extra step down tutorial, which is like that really helps people learn to play and not make mistakes like getting in front of your creeps or towers or anything. It's more like you just installed League of Legends. You don't even know how to move yet. Like, let us show you how to do even that much. Like, don't even worry about the creeps or the towers or what's going on. Like, let us explain the game to you.
Yeah. Heroes of the Storm does the exact same thing. And they have like a cute little story thing to go with it. But it's super helpful. Like, hey, you need to come over here. Why don't you click on me to come here? It's like, oh, okay, cool. I know that right click is move. Got it.
Which is helpful. And we talked about this last week. But I really like that that Riot was doing this and that they are trying to help new players understand the game better, and I think that other games can sort of take a look at that and see if it goes well. This update also added the new client to League of Legends.
Oh, that's a much needed.
Which was much needed indeed. So that's exciting. So it's a big update. It seems like we are all on board with constant updates. I don't know why. Yeah, why wouldn't we be? But I mean, I guess people might not want so much content all the time. It seems like there's a new Smite character coming out every week or something like that. But
I love seeing updates and tweaks and character additions and new modes.
Are fascinating.
Yeah, like every time I see that, that's as exciting to me as like a new game announcement.
I nerd out so hard on patch notes. Like, oh my god, is anything like any of my champs?
Yeah, exactly. You always look for your champion first.
Or like any nerfs to like counters to your champion or
So
whatever.
you always look for the Pudge updates or something.
Definitely balanced. Oh yeah, he needed the nerf. My guy's fine. But
yeah, of course.
You mentioned new champions. I just wanted to talk. There was a QA with Medler, one of the designs, and as a small thing that he just mentioned in one of the answers that I thought was amazing. The next, and I'm excited about, the next new champ that he thinks is going to come out is a top lane character.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the tanks. Like, I'm just going to run in. I know you're going to hit me, but
Yep.
you're not
I
going to
don't
get rid
care.
of me. Yeah.
I love playing top lane too.
Yeah.
It's like you. It's like you're the other guy. One of you is going to be better, and it's like your team is relying on you to be good. I don't know. I like bearing that burden sometimes.
That's such a fascinating difference between League and Dota too. Is like the top lane is almost like another mid.
Oh, really?
A lot of the time, like I don't know, it just feels like there's so much responsibility to that solo lane.
Interestingly enough, in the League of Legends meta now, we are starting to see. Okay, so in Dota, is a mid lane typically either an assassin or a mage character for Dota?
Not necessarily.
Okay, in League, it's almost like rule of thumb, like you're either gonna be an assassin or a mage.
Interesting.
In League now, the meta we're seeing on the top lane, the top usually a tank, a bruiser, or a fighter. We're now starting to see mages show up in the top lane, and that's a big issue for Lulu. I was in a game with a Ryze who was just made my life.
In top lane?
Top lane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know where this change came from, but it seems to be working because you get these tanks on the top lane, like, oh, I have to be in your face to fight, and then the person they're fighting is like, well, you're not going to get.
They're like, no, no, go away.
Sometimes it seems like maybe nothing really changed, but someone just started doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it worked, and everyone was like, oh man, why did I not think of that? I'm going to try it out.
Like, there hasn't been a significant Dota update since like 6.81, which is pretty recent.
Yeah.
But like, no one played Faceless Void professional, or like, in professional games. And now he's like everywhere in TI4. Just like someone just started using him because. And
that's what seems to happen.
You were in before it was cool.
Like the LCS games, like they'll see someone like, oh my god, he's destroying people and just abusing people with Thresh, and now every game I go into, it's like support Thresh. That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
And
if I have to play support, it is always Thresh.
I love support. I love support
Me
classes.
too.
They're so much fun. Braum is my favorite.
Braum is so good.
He's so overpowered.
Oh,
I
he's
know,
dumb. He's
but
the dumbest.
I just love everything about him. Just like his stun, the shield. The most satisfying thing in the world is like when you leap in front of someone, drop the shield, and you take their ult.
Yep.
You're like, yeah.
Stand behind me.
Thanks for coming out. Go ahead
Yeah.
and try again a little later. I love it. It's so good.